Kennedy. I'm here for Up Magazine at the Watershed, and with me are Hatcham Social. I've got Finnegan, Dave and Toby. Hello.
Hello, John.
It's nice to meet you. I really enjoyed the set. You just finished playing here, but you've been running around all this weekend, haven't you?
Yeah, we had 2 gigs yesterday. We were in Guildford in the afternoon, then we were in the West End, London last night, and down Push at the LA2, and then Wimbledon today.
So running around London. So Happy Making was the recent single. What's the next plan for Hatcham Social?
The next single? The next single.
Well, when will that be? We need to know.
End of May, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
End of May, yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, if we get in the studio and get it done quickly.
We've been working on the next single this week. We've been in the studio doing some demoing with. We're going to work with Faris again.
Yeah,
He produced So Happy Making. So we've spent this week just finishing off ideas for the song, working on some arrangements,
getting ready,
making those final decisions, and then hopefully in the next 2 weeks we'll go in and actually record.
So Faris from the Horrors produced the last single. I didn't realise that. So is there a strong connection between you and the Horrors?
More Faris, really. We met Faris was about 1.5 years, 2 years ago at a gig.
Was it the Rotters? Yeah, he was doing it was like a warehouse party thing, and the Rotters were playing and we were playing, and so we chatted a little bit.
He's done a lot of artwork for us in the last 2 years. So it started off by he did some artwork, and the progression with similar sort of interests in music, he ended up coming in the studio with us to do So Happy Making.
Yeah, he seems to have he seems to have quite a good sort of idea of where to take things. So it was a nice person to go with, rather than some kind of big producer. You know what I mean? It's someone who still wanted to sort of carve something out themselves, which is quite interesting. So.
There's a certain musical kinship. I've had a rifle through Faris's record box from time to time. He's come on the show and DJ'd and stuff, and he's got a great broad selection of music to choose from, and I detect quite a broad selection of input into the sound of Hatcham Social. I mean, what kind of stuff are you into?
I'd say, yeah, well, it is. I was just going to say, yeah, it is a broad selection. I think that's the thing with Faris as well, is that he's open to like a pop sensibility, but he's quite obscure as well. And I think that is something that which we're all into. Yeah, both Hatcham and Faris are into things that have got that pop kind of sort of that pop beauty and that simplicity and that kind of direction, but it is still quite obscure, and you can do interesting ideas with it. Definitely, Pastels, you know, even Jesus Mary Chain. I mean, they're both sort of 80s pop bands, but then there's 60s bands, you know, the Zombies, Velvet Underground, and then you got the Fall. And, you know, it's countless, isn't there? But yeah,
I think as a band, for us, finding new music together has been quite strong in the last sort of year or two. Sort of all finding an Orange Juice record or something and going, oh, have you heard this? That's been quite strong to the way we then write our music, because we've actually sort of found a lot of our influences together, the 3 of us, and I think that's been quite a strong point in our writing for the last couple of years.
So you've made the musical discoveries together as a group of friends, really.
Yeah, very much.
Which is quite cool. Because there's a bit of Fire Engines going on in there, as well as Orange Juice and maybe Felt. Do you like Felt?
Yeah, Penelope Tree, and what's the paint box? What's that one with the gut? It's Paint Box. No, Penelope Tree is great, but there's a Painter, The Painter. Amazing song. I was just listening to the other day.
We're learning stuff now.
Yeah, but I think we found a lot of things together that were maybe reflecting what we were trying to do ourselves, and then we learned. Yeah, together about what other people could influence how we could go about it, because they had already tried to do something similar, rather than sort of like necessarily what everyone else is trying to do, or even trying to emulate it. But there's a definite thing with a lot of the indie bands from the 80s and sort of some of the underground 60s bands and stuff, where they're not just trying to make that straight pop record, they're trying to do it in a sort of sideways manner.
Yeah, no, just a kinship of ideas rather than just trying to be other bands, basically.
It's nice to see a stand-up drummer. It's not often you see a stand-up drummer at the moment. Is that a musical choice?
Yeah, I find it easier to play standing up. I find it more natural to write drums like that as well. Like, you're just hitting things in front of you. It feels more. Why would you sit down? It doesn't make any sense. And yeah, I don't know.
Sing's better standing up as well.
Yeah, sing better.
Better from the diaphragm, more air in the lungs and all that kind of stuff. And it's great that you all three sing, and it makes quite an intriguing sound with all three of you adding vocals to the
to the
big
pop.
Beach Boys fans.
But you don't try and emulate them in terms of harmonies. It's almost textural, I think, though, some of the vocals.
We can't do harmonies, can we? Let's face it. But I think that on the record that's important as well, which is why we've gone in and done this sort of bit of work on the pre-production, because we do want in the studio to be the three voices and get that kind of textural sound of the sort of us three. So yeah, that is important.
Well, it's been great to meet you, and my next step is to get you in to do a session for XFM, and obviously your next step is to go in and record your single, which will be out May or early June. What's it going to be called? Do you know which song you're going to do?
Should we say anything?
I suppose we should. We're probably going to do a Beach Boys cover, double A with a song called Postcard in Colours. We played it at the 100 Club, and it was really good fun, and everyone's like, oh, let's do that next. So
Postcard in Colours is your own composition,
yeah.
And the Beach Boys cover could be...
Well,
It's going to be
Surfing Safari. Yeah.
Excellent, I like the idea. It sounds fantastic.
Song, and yeah, Finn's got an amazing drum part for it,
So come on a safari with me. That's what Hatcham Social is saying to the world. It's a great idea. Thanks for coming down and playing the gig. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant.